face. No, not exactly my happy face this morning either. It's about 10 before 5 o'clock in the morning Pacific Standard Time, and my eyes can barely get the damn crap out. Anyway, it's Sunday morning. It is the 8th of August, 2021. Only either a zombie and a really yeah, it's been a kind of a morning when I wake up, and I'm already feeling the hostility already. Not exactly from dreams, but when I'm seeing other things happening and I'm seeing people's reactions right now, I'm feeling pissed off about it because jealousy, envy, pain, grief, anger, all that. I see postings on social media from friends who have lost loved ones, still mourning them months afterwards. They're whining, they're griping, they're trying to get as much sadness and sympathy from other people as much as possible. I happen to do something like that, nobody gives a shit. It's like crickets out there. But if some of my friends actually started doing it, oh yeah, the group of friends that they have, well, they'll care enough just to send some condolences or hearts or whatever little messages that they have. And me, on the other hand, I lost family. That means the damn thing to me still. It's been years, and it still hurts like a son of a bitch. But crickets. Very few people will actually say something saying, I'm sorry. But sometimes I feel like I need more than just I'm sorry, I need more than just that acknowledgement. I know everyone else has got their own lives and they're busy and they're crazy. Sometimes I get sick and tired of seeing some of the sympathy being handed off to somebody else left and right, and they get more of the attention than I do. And I have to keep refocusing back on my own damn mentality, my own damn circle over here. Because, yeah, it's nice to get that kind of sympathy over there. And I could drink it up and I'd probably get drunk on the damn stuff like crazy. But I remember growing up, losing people left and right, I care a hell of a lot about. And getting very little sympathy about it, except maybe from a couple of people here and there, and that's about it. The whole world didn't care. You lost people. Oh well, you lost people. Who cares? You're not a superstar. You're not a big name person out there. You're just a small time. Whatever you again? What's your name again? Who the hell cares about you? If we happen to put, I'm talking about collectively, if we happen to put our own style or response out there, asking people to basically feel sorry for our damn loss at this point over here. Some of us either get yelled at, or we actually get the sympathy that we need, even months or years later. I can tell you that grief affects people in different ways, in many ways, and sometimes it isolates a hell of a lot of people, and they can make them feel angry. I know it's doing that to me. I've lost a lot of family. I know my own cousins have lost their own family members, and it still hurts like hell. But they have compensation for that. They have other people surrounding them. When you're all alone, it's a different story altogether. And sometimes not by choice. I hardly have anybody coming to the door anymore. If any, I've got neighbors once in a great while just to see how the hell I'm doing and see if I'm still alive. Just to see if I'm still alive. I haven't been stinking up the apartment recently. But it gets to me sometimes. I had to be the strong one. I had to be a brave one growing up. John had to hold it in. And at the time he couldn't even hold it in, nobody gives a shit about it. And that's what kind of hurts the most. And I'll probably say, how can you feel and say this? How can you be this selfish? Yes, I am selfish. I'm a selfish. I'm an egotistical. Sometimes maniacal. Lonely, sorry son of a bitch. I'm going to put that on the record. And throwing it out there, one would expect, and then the expectations aren't even there. I've seen that happen too. I've read it. They'll say how hard and how lonely life is. Every once in a while I'll see a smart-ass remark either coming from me or from somebody else saying, "You're not the only asshole who's feeling this way. You're not the only one on this path who's lost people, who's lost loved ones." It's bad enough when I see it on social media, grief sites out there. That sympathy for each other tries to pull each other together or push them apart. I have my own friends or so-called friends out there that I know not through digital but physical contact for a certain amount of time of my life. And it's like, well, they got their own lives to deal with. You know, okay, you're hurting, big deal, you move on. I hate to say this, but you know, you don't move on from stuff like this. When grief kicks your ass, it kicks your ass. Some days you're depressed as hell, you can't function. And so yeah, you moan and growl like crazy. You feel anxious about how you're going to be living the rest of your life, and you try to express that. As I've seen other people do, as I've seen some of my friends do. And it still pisses me off that I can't feel or be that way. This doesn't make any sense. Yeah, we get to more sympathy, but I don't. I look at myself as the little boy who had to be strong for everybody, and yet when he can't be strong for himself and he tries to cry out, nobody gives a shit. No wonder little boys turn out to be angry sons of bitches out there who lash out like crazy. Because we got no support, none. So therefore, we do the blame. We start attacking and agonizing and going on freakouts. I know, because I have at times. The mortal, physical, corporeal people, the bags of mostly water, call themselves human beings and supposed friends out there, who actually have their own lives to live. Couldn't even say hi to them or something. They've got their own lives to live. And it hurts like hell to have people shoving you or me aside. And I know I'm putting this sometimes in the context of pointing it out to you, but I know half the time I'm pointing it to me and my going through this damn shit. And to say it sucks is an understatement. I'm trying to overanalyze. I'm trying to intellectualize this right now. I'm trying to put this into a context that people can actually understand that they're not the only ones going through grief. They're not the only ones angry about the lack of response or lack of caring these days. They have to find different ways of telling people this is going to be one of my ways of putting it to you. Look, I know you're hurting. I know you specifically are hurting. You lost loved ones. You lost people that actually meant a damn thing in your life. So did I. It's all easier just to say, stop that and grow up. Get on with life. Move on. It's hard to sell because you like to take a baseball bat and beat the hell out of living crap out of it. No. I've had those feelings myself. Even recently. It doesn't make you a monster, it makes you human. Because as a human being, we all need that kind of, we all need that care. We need people to care about and people to care about us and for us. And I know that losing people that matter the most in your life, you know in this lifetime you'll never see them again, and you mourn like crazy, you mourn seriously. I got that a long time ago. I got that a long time ago. Having fiancés die, or husbands and wives die, when you've been cherishing them for a hell of a long while, or just trying to get a life started with them, suddenly ripped away. It's hard to go on. It's hard to move forward. For me, I've had my family all around me. When I lost the last of them a few years back, my life, my mind, everything was gone, shut down. Instead of compartmentalizing and shutting everything else aside in my head, it fell apart. I had to use YouTube to vent grief and anger and frustration, my pain, my agony, my misery. I had to do videos and throw it out there. Nobody gave a shit. But I had to throw out my pain out there to let people know that, hey, you're not the only one suffering. You're not the only one who's going through this damn crap. I'm going through this damn crap. I'm still going through this damn crap. There had been some days I am so damn depressed, I don't care what happens. And then there's other days I'm functioning, that my pain is not killing me. And I'm trying to get through things that have to be done. And I have to start focusing my brain on the living, on what is important in front of me. And then maybe at certain times of the day, or maybe a little bit longer than that, I'll get a trigger. I'll get an emotional trigger. I'll see something, hear something, feel something, think something. And then I'll touch on the pain. Hell, I even had dreams that woke me up and I had to cry. I had to cry my eyeballs out like crazy. It's not easy for a guy to talk about his feelings. Good Lord, a guy talking about his feelings like this, of pouring his heart and soul out like crazy. We're not supposed to be that. We're supposed to be Superman. Nothing can touch us. When you get a woman, oh, I lost my person, I lost my person, I lost my person. Please feel sorry for me. And the world goes, oh, while the guy who's already suffering like crazy says, chop it, I'm not chillin'. And they happen to look inside in the mirror when he's all alone and says, I'll go bite me, you sorry son of a bitch. Or I kill myself. We have to go out the dramatic way, don't we? We have to go out the dramatic way. We have to get the attention that way because no one else gave a shit. No matter how many signs we threw out to people left and right that we're hurting people too, no. Women are not the only sensitive, sorry sons of bitches out there, or sorry, daughter of bitches out there, okay? Yes, I use those terminologies, deal with it. Because when you're dealing with anger and you're dealing with frustration and you're dealing with pain, the words do come out, and sometimes the words do matter because they measure the level of how much pain one person's going through, including me. And me posting this stuff out there is probably going to be either a lightning storm or someone's going to go, ooh. It's far easier to go out on a raging, raving tantrum at this point. The logic is there. So the logic is telling me, let's go pour out our anger, our soul, and go after people left and right because they're not caring about us, and we have to go after them. The reason why I do the videos is to get the stress and pressure off, is to show, is to demonstrate, is to understand. The reason why I did the videos a great deal over the past couple of years of telling people what the hell I've been going through. It's not that easy. When you live in a world of cell phones and you live in a world of electronic pieces of crap called tape recorders or digital recorders, those become the constant companion of getting your thoughts down. Those are the diaries, right? Those are the electronic diaries that you put down, that you write, one way or another. You're dictating anyway. And it's not enough. It's not enough to prepare heart and soul, because you actually hear the inflections in the voice. They're going up and down, up and down. You can measure the strength level on that. You put it through some kind of electronic programs out there that can monitor and measure how a person is sounding at the time, if they're angry or stressed or happy. They've got it. I've heard about it. Just don't know the actual names of the programs, but they're out there anyway. But measuring people's feelings. And sometimes you just need to put yourself on a damn camera at this point over here and just go crazy. It's bad enough when I see people smiling their asses off left and right, laughing and having a good time. Personally, I feel like a miserable son of a bitch. I wanted to get a baseball bat and beat the shit out of the damn screen because I can't stand the sight of it. Or let alone looking at the damn mirror, or a mirrored surface. I'm grabbing my cane and have fun with the damn thing because I can't stand the sight of myself looking and feeling like a miserable, sorry son of a bitch. I feel like sorry for myself. Get over it. That's the general attitude. That's the general message. It's unsaid, but it's out there. You have to still shove the pain. You have to shove the feelings, the thoughts aside, and just get on with life. And so every time I keep saying a person that I care about, friends of mine, who are actually grieving and going through the pain of loss, even family members that mean a damn thing. It's hard enough to go through the pain alone. It's torture. It's worse is when you have people around you. But that's what we want, is people around us to share that much level of pain. But it always irks a person when you're told one way or another, choose to get rid of the damn pain, just shove it aside. You gotta function, dude. Alright, just deal with it. Alright, you're a man. You're not supposed to feel the pain. You're not supposed to feel the anger. You're not supposed to wake up in the morning and cry your eyeballs out. You're not supposed to mump. You're supposed to get going. I've been told that too many damn times growing up as a kid. All the way through adulthood, one way or another. It's okay to feel it now for sure. Then again, get on with it. Because the world's got to get on with it. The world's got to function. You got to function. You got to deal with this shit. Now, other people go into shrinks all the damn time and shoving money out of their pockets and putting it in their pockets. So they're trying to find the magic pill, the magic cure for the damn pain. There is no magic cure and magic pill for this damn shit. Or when people have to drink over this damn shit like crazy just to get past the pain because they can't deal with it. There's not enough weed out there to kill pain. Because you have to have more and more of it. The only way to get through the pain is you get through the pain. And despite the people that may or may not support you one way or another, you're the only one who's got to walk through this damn crap. I look at the reality all the damn time on that one. And it's hard as hell to wake up to that. It's hard as hell to wake up to an empty bed, or an empty chair, or you're taking over the spot as your loved one has. It's not that easy to deal with. It's not supposed to be easy. It's supposed to be there. The loss, the hole, the pain, the grief. The empty pit that never seals itself solid. No matter how many things or experiences that you can fill your head and your life with, you're still left with that damn hole. You want to hide from it. It's always there, you're nagging at it. And yeah, therefore you have to have the world feel sorry for you because you go through this damn thing. And then you realize that you're actually awake enough for the damn thing. Everyone else is going through the same damn shit. So no wonder the old adage is, time heals all wounds. No, don't heal. Because the wound's still there. Someone actually made a meme saying, no, you outgrow the pain. No, you don't outgrow the pain. You either walk with the damn pain or the pain kicks your ass all the damn time. It's just that simple. Some days you cope, and other days it kicks your ass royally. I know, because it's been kicking my ass left and right. Growing up as a kid, you're taught to hide the damn pain. You're supposed to show the pain. You're a guy, you're a boy, you're a macho. You're supposed to be tough. And it's hard to break down and show emotion to people because you're considered a wimp. How many times have I been running into that damn shit in my life? Even for my own damn family. Family members I care a great deal that I lost. They had to go on, they had to do the good old tough soldier shit. People. They had to show how they could move on through life, so you have to. You can't just stay there and cry your eyeballs out all the fucking day. You had to be strong, you had to be tough, you had to move on. And the thing of it is, I don't know if there's a genetic thing that we still deal with, because hearken to the days when we were cave people. We felt the sorrow, we felt the mourn, we felt the loss, but we had to move on for survival. In this day and age, it's survival. Life happens. You don't have the time to grieve anymore. And when you do, you're lucky enough if you have people around you or beings around you that actually care enough to give you a little bit of the comfort. The rest of the time, the world doesn't give a shit. Heartless, cruel, contemptuous. That's what it feels like, doesn't it? That's what it feels like to me at times. Nobody gives a shit. Nobody wants to give a shit. Who gives a shit about you? Who the hell are you? Oh, you're a woman. Okay, well, you get special treatment. You're a guy. Oh, fuck you. You don't rank. You don't matter. You have to be the tough guy. That's how I feel sometimes. That's how I feel sometimes today. And I'll tell you something, when you're trying to show that quote-unquote feminine side, that soft, sensitive side, instead of the Hulk. Did you ever realize that the Hulk is an angry child lashing out his rage at the world? And he's been living with his rage ever since? The Hulk smashed. Hulk is a sensitive kid with a lot of anger issues, a lot of abandonment issues. People don't even realize that. If you're a guy going through a hell of a lot of crap, yeah, you think about it. You want to be the Hulk and smash people left and right. Because you're angry, people don't give a shit about you, and if they happen to give a shit about you, you try to shove them away. You're like you're being patronized too much. You're getting platitudes too much that you don't even like, and you want to deal with the pain because you like it. Some people actually do that. deal and live with the pain because that's the only thing that they understand and know about. That's why we keep the tough guy. Inside we're broken down pieces of crap. In all honesty, the Hulk is a broken kid, and we are the broken kid. Male, female, doesn't matter. We all have the need. We all have the need to feel special. We all have the need and the want to be cared for. And it's hard as hell to wake up in the morning and realize the world doesn't give a shit about you. Doesn't give a shit about you, doesn't give a shit about me, doesn't give a shit, period. It runs. I said before, we're all taught one way or another. Get on with life. Move on. Because the world's running. You're not. You're standing still. And you're going to get shoved aside left and right. Because the world doesn't give a shit. Neither does life. Sometimes life is cruel. Sometimes life isn't cruel. Sometimes it's merciful, and other times it's merciless. The only way we're trying to get support right now is to try to milk it from other people. The world doesn't give a shit about you. Maybe your closest family or friends, if you actually still have any left. Even after this damn video I'm going to be posting out there, will anybody care about me? Nope. Will they actually care about what the hell goes on? Nope. Life goes on. Fuck it. Someone will say, that's not true. I said, yeah, that is. Because a hurt kid will say, where the hell were you when I needed you the most? Where were you when I needed you the most? And I started crying out like crazy and you weren't there. I had to grow up tough. I had to be tough. I had to be macho. Because the world expected me to be that way. I had to grow tough and skin like the Hulk and just push on through life. Nobody else that I can walk up to and just cry my eyeballs out on his shoulder and just pour it out. Losing people left and right. That pain never goes away. And what's worse is when I got it compounded left and right. And some days I don't want to get out of bed. Some days I don't want to live. I'll say that again. I don't want to live. And it scares me when I get to that point. Sometimes I think these videos are worthless. Well, actually, does people actually give a shit? Will they actually give a shit down the road? Because when I start thinking that and feeling those kind of lines, I know other people are thinking, he gets me. Well, I sure as hell think so. Because looking at myself at this point over here, am I getting myself, am I understanding why I'm going through this? Am I understanding the reason why for the journey I'm doing right now, as it is on videotape? Is it actually helping my anger out, or is it actually helping me focus on it? Pain, the grief, the loss. I hardly ever smile anymore. I hardly ever laugh anymore because I don't have the joy in my life. See, I know I'm not the only one going through this. When I go through other social media posts, I'm seeing a lot of people out there going through the same damn shit. Sometimes I know it's tiring as hell. Because you don't want to see it in yourself all the damn time. Because it drains and wears you out. That's where the depression really kicks in. You don't think a guy can feel like this? Can be sensitive about this thing? The only way he can wake up in the morning and look at himself in the mirror and wonder about this shit. Me? I've been doing these recordings for God knows how long. And sometimes I'm surprised. I'm surprised at sometimes the pain level, the depth I can get into when talking about things on recordings. Just to get them off my chest and off my head. Just get them down. My pain, my grief, my ideas, the joys of any. But I hardly have any joy these days. I have things that fill my life that need my attention, which is life. Brent needs to be taken care of this time. Apartment still needs to be cleaned up. Otherwise, management's really jumping out of my ass all the damn time. Oh yeah, so there's a thing called school that comes up every so often that I'm enrolled into that occupies my time and occupies my brain. See, the times that it usually gets to me is during the fall and winter. Those are the times I've lost family that means the most. I've said it before in many of my videos. My brother was the world. We were growing up close as kids. I've seen my brother go through a hell of a lot of crap and then try to get through redemption. And he's walked with me on that there too. So if you're talking about a soulmate, my brother was it. I learned that I didn't have to do that. I didn't have to do those kind of relationships where a guy's seeking another guy or a guy's seeking a woman. I had my brother. My brother was seeking a woman. And somehow online, she scammed both of us. So it actually got a major resentment. And I felt like my whole world died. My brother died. When Ma died years earlier, I had to accept the notion during that time. I was being primed by my brother that she was dying. And I had to accept that. Acknowledging was a pain in the ass, but accepting it. It took me a long while to work through that. But seeing how my brother died so quick, taken away, over, just without a time, without even a chance to get used to it, just taken away instantly. Then what do I do? How do I feel? What do I deal with? What? And the brain just shuts down. The brain logic shuts down. The personality goes away, and I'm left with a broken child, crying his eyeballs out because he's lost everybody in his life. I don't know, somebody cue the sound effects, but oh, and there comes the anger and the ridicule, and the Hulk coming out saying, "You ridicule the Hulk here?" Yeah, I ridicule myself here. I ridicule myself, and I talk to people about this shit because no one else is going to be talking about this stuff in depth. Nobody else cares about hearing stuff like this. This may be psychological crap to you at this point over here, but this is real life, all right? Get on with it. Acknowledge that it is real life, and acknowledge that some days you're going to be feeling like crap, and other days other people are not going to give a shit about you. Not at all. But you have to give a shit about yourself. I have to give a shit about me. Our closest so-called friends out there, where the hell are they? Nowhere. The people I grew up with, where the hell are they? Living their own damn lives. The bitch of it is, life keeps putting us on a survival mode, where we have to get through the damn feelings, get through the damn pain, and get on with life. That's the lessons we were taught a long time ago. This is what's probably genetic in us right now. This is what I'm going through at this point. It's not the easiest damn thing, is it? But no, this is something we all have to go through. We don't like it, we don't want to, but this is shit. Shit happens, deal with it. And right now, I have to function this way. I have to talk about it. I have to deal with this and get this damn thing off my chest. It's easy enough to hide the damn thing and hide it in a bottle or a rolled up piece of paper with some nasty gunk in it. Just to soothe the quote-unquote brain. It doesn't soothe the damn heart or soul. It just clouds up your own damn judgment, your own damn brain. Me, I'd rather go through this. I'd rather go through the lashing. I'd rather go through the screaming. I'd rather go through the finger pointing and the shaking and pointing it at you, pointing it at anybody else. Because as I'm pointing the finger at you, I have to keep remembering, where's the rest of my fingers being pointed at? Me. As I'm trying to explain, try to be rational and logical about this damn shit. There's no logic. There's no rationality concerning about pain, about grief, about loss, about losing a person that actually means the damn thing in you. That when their presence is gone, it leaves a nasty, major, gut-wrenching, heart-breaking, put your emotions and heart into a damn Cuisinart. Watch the damn thing grind it all up while you're feeling it. Every little ounce of it. Every little ounce of those damn slicing and dicing and cutting up your own heart into pulp. While you're breathing, while you're living, while you're feeling the agony. Because there have been some days I have been heaving my damn heart out through my tear ducts. And all I want to do is just take something and smash. Yell. Scream. The little boy inside wants the attention. He's screaming out loud. He wants the attention. He had lost a loved one. Somebody that there was emotional support, that there was a pillar of strength taken away. That everything that you wrapped yourself, your identity, everything that you cared about onto one particular person. You personified it in one particular person. And when that person's gone, suddenly vanishes. Taken away by something or something or someone. Ripped away from you. Bewildered, shocked. But then everything else afterwards sucks. Because then you have to deal with the collateral damage all over again. The memories of it. The memories, how they felt, smelled, sounded. Sometimes it's hard to even remember them like that. I have pictures of my loved ones. And sometimes I have forgotten what they sounded like. Fading over time. Someone, a relative of mine, told me that he had to have a tape recording he listened to from time to time. That he had to listen to it because he forgot the sound of his own father. That he loved and cherished a great deal. I have a recording of my brother that I asked him to do a long time ago. It is a ringtone. It is a ringtone that matters the most to me.
Answer your goddamn phone.
Can you hear that? One more time.
Answer your goddamn phone.
I made that my ringtone. I have a few videos of my brother talking to me. But I needed to hear his voice, him being a little pissed off. I needed to hear his voice one way or another. Because matters that much. And it's hard as hell to deal with this. When I listen to that and I know he's not here, it's bad enough I look at the pictures on the phone, I turn around and I see the ashes here. I had worn some of the ashes of my mother and my brother around my neck for a long while, until the leather broke and I was getting tough chains to put around my neck. And they feel like dead weight. The weight of my pain, the weight of my sorrow, the weight of everything else. And just a little ounce of ash. You'd be surprised what kind of tonnage that you're feeling around the neck, around the back area, how it weighs you down. How much of the emotional attachment, how much the love has been lost, how much of the damn feelings have been ripped away from you. And the hole in the immenseness of it, sucking these things downward, making you feel like you're worse than Hunchback, worse than Quasimodo. You don't think a guy can be that eloquent with words? The other writers with a lot deeper meanings and command structure of the English language, who can express what is going on in a human person, how they're feeling, how they're struggling through the pain and loss and grief of it all, how the anxiety sometimes gets to them in the middle of the night, or maybe during the daytime. How one person can actually go through a path that has been normal for a long while suddenly becomes the worst thing to go through. You couldn't even catch your breath. The lungs are starting to collapse. The pressure is starting to squeeze you from all sides. And yet nothing's around. Except in here and in here. It's what we all have to deal with all the time. Those who have lost loved ones, this is the path. This is the thing in life we have to deal with. This is the thing we have to go through day by day by day by day. Some people are actually lucky enough not to do that, and other people are not so lucky. It's hard as hell to live and deal with that, to acknowledge it, to talk about it to other people. I know it's a long ranting and raving. And I really don't give a shit. My way of sharing my pain, my grief, my agony, my hole in my chest to the world. There is no more eloquent than saying just that. Try to find the fancier words in the thesaurus or a dictionary. You have to talk about it when you got. You have to use words that you understand in order to convey that to other people, to make them understand why and how and everything else. If I happen to kill myself today, would people mourn me? Would they actually give a shit? Would they actually love me? And if they're going to be expressing their grief and saying, I miss him, I loved him, I wish he was still around, my question to you is, why weren't you there when that person was still living? That's the thing, isn't it? You were never there. You're just another passing shadow. a passing wisp. A little bit of a dust cloud or something like that. Smoke particle. Something. You blink and you miss you. But the person who's supposed to be living, give a shit. Oh, come here. Come here, shit. Survivors of pain and grief. She has seen too many people die in her lifetime. She knows the pain that she knows the grief. She knows it all too damn well. Things like this have to be said. Things like this have to be shared. It has to be experienced and it has to be told to people. If they don't understand it, well, then they don't understand it. I'm going to post this and I'm going to put it on Facebook and YouTube to explain to people why. When you ignore other people who are going through the same damn pain and feelings that you are, you fail to realize that eventually you're going to be in that situation and you're going to be shoved away like everybody else is. Unless you understand, unless you've been walking through the damn path, unless you give a shit about others, you won't understand it at all until it's your time, and then you're going to wonder how people didn't come to you when you needed them the most. See, I know the pain. I know the grief. I know the agony. I know the long term. It sucks. I'm 55 and it still sucks. Age doesn't matter. Numbers don't matter. Only the level of depth of pain and love that we've lost. And how we have to express that grief and that's something that we cannot identify half the time with words. Because we've lost a part of ourselves. And it's hard to describe it to other people.